Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. My friends and I are watching Lost in 2018. Most of the group has seen it before, but not since it originally aired. I personally have never seen it. When it was originally on, I was in college and didn't have time to watch the show. I do understand that there is some controversy with the ending, and some spoilers have been unavoidable, but I am going in as fresh as possible. Our goal is to watch 3 episodes per week, but if everyone finishes the episodes, we will do an additional 3 and start the next set. We will then have a discussion, and there may be a podcast, and I will link to that once it comes out. I am trying to suspend my disbelief as much as possible, but it is hard with some of the weird stuff going on, though my assumption is this will get easier over time as the story focuses more on the characters. So the story starts with Jack waking up and running back to the beach, and my thought is, how is he not more injured after being thrown that far from the plane? How is the engine still running when being separated from the fuel source, and how are so many people not injured and just walking around? Shannon's attitude is really annoying, and I would never want to assume that I'm getting rescued and would want to be helpful and useful. Though the show is pre-Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, the show does make me want to work out and be in better shape for a potential disaster. Then we have some giant monster capable of knocking down trees, and nobody really freaks out. They're just like, what's going on out there? What does something this big eat? So then they find the cockpit in the transceiver and get attacked by the monster, and the pilot tries to climb out the cockpit. What kind of idiot would do that? Why not just hide? Okay, in the second episode, Saeed gets the transceiver sort of working, but they need to get to higher ground. And you have some of these climbing scenes, you think they would just have found an easier way around, a better path, rather than trying to, climb vertical things without any equipment. Why is there a polar bear in the jungle? That doesn't really make sense. Maybe it'll get explained later. And then it's great that they killed it, but maybe grab some of the meat off of it to eat. You could feed a lot of the people with a bear that big. Also, the bear probably wouldn't charge a group like that since it's outnumbered. It would probably just sit there and watch them. And then after shooting at it, they only have 1 bullet left. Is that because they were all used, or is that because Kate dropped the clip on the ground? I get a lot of Tomb Raider vibes from Kate. So they get near the top of the mountain, and they hear this looped message in French on the transceiver. 16 years is a long time for a loop, so where's the power source? Why are they not going to look for the source of the other transmission to stop it so they can send up? At the very least, they could use it to power their own transceiver, because whatever it's being powered off of obviously has lasted 16 years. And I would also get a lot more scared of a monster that killed everybody else on the island except for one person and is still out there and they've seen it. I think they'd be more concerned about that and want to get back and tell everybody else and come up with a better plan to defend against it. I still don't understand why they're so concerned that there's a prisoner, since there's lots of air marshals are on a lot of flights. There's no necessarily thing that's saying they were doing a prisoner transport on that flight. It could have just been an air marshal, and that's what they found. At least when they get back, they realize that they might be stuck on the island for a long time and start planning on it with food rationing and collecting water and all the other things that they should have been doing from the beginning. Also, why are the Koreans being so weird and separating themselves? And do they not speak English at all? Also, if they're going to feed everybody the sushi from the sea urchins that he found, the pregnant lady should not be eating raw fish. When Michael finds Sun changing and he makes it super awkward, why not just turn around instead of trying to awkwardly hand her clothes and not look? That was just a really awkward scene. A lot of this episode is focused on Kate's past. She is running from something, but she doesn't really explain it. She says she's Canadian, but her mugshot was taken in California. That car chase is weird with the person following her. Like, if he's the one that she's turning into, why doesn't the farmer just stop and hand it her over instead of trying to, like, do weird switching lanes things, but not really speeding up or not really slowing down? And then she, like, forces the car over and crashes it and then drags him out and whatever. I don't understand where the planning and all that was. And then when Jack's trying to save the guy, I get that he's a doctor, but he's making the guy suffer a lot worse than if they just kill him. And eventually Kate figures that out and then lets the other guy go kill him, but he should have just given the gun to the guy and been like, commit suicide. That'll be a lot easier to complete. The problem, and the guy won't screw it up and shoot himself in the chest. Also, that's a waste of the last bullet. There was plenty of other easier ways to kill the guy when you know there's a monster out there, and maybe having a bullet would be useful. Then Jack just has to kill the guy anyway. Anyway, well, that's it for this first set of 3 episodes. I'll do another video when I get the next set of 3 episodes going.